Fisherman is determined to keep chasing them, but the U.S. Coast Guard put a damper on his plans, claiming he is a danger on the water to himself and others. These fishermen are having the time of their lives. It doesn't matter they can't hear. They still enjoy the salt air and landing their limit. Their boat, the Flying Fingers, is owned and piloted by Steve Turner, who is also deaf, and concerned outings with his fellow deaf anglers may be numbered.
I can't just have whoever I want. Now they're telling me that I must have a hearing person on board.
Those are direct orders from the U.S. Coast Guard when a patrol stopped and cited Turner last month for not being able to hear.
I feel that's right. I feel like my civil rights have been discriminated against.
Here's the citation. It says Turner's certificate was not on board. He has an inability to comply with navigation rules and is creating especially hazardous conditions.
In 27 years, I've never had any citations or accidents, nothing.
And Turner says with advanced radar and navigation equipment on his boat, he feels as safe as anybody on the water. But Coast Guard brass says differently. This most recent email from Coast Guard Command warns Turner he assumes full liability if he takes his boat out. For example, the email warns if you get close to a Navy ship and they are unable to communicate with you, they might assume you have hostile intent.
I know the rules.
And how can you miss something like that?
Yeah, exactly. Something you can't miss.
Derek Shirane and Leslie Elian are with the Deaf Community Services of San Diego, saying the Coast Guard needs an education about the deaf.
We do provide sensitivity training, and we'd be happy to send someone to the Coast Guard to explain how a deaf fisherman could function on the water.
In the months since the Coast Guard patrol stopped and cited Steve Turner, Coast Guard brass has had an apparent change of heart.
We're not going to fine Mr. Turner, and we're not going to deliberately go out and try and cite him again when he gets his boat underway.
Captain John Long says this is a first for the U.S. Coast Guard, and after considerable discussion all the way to national headquarters, the Coast Guard has decided the citation is not reasonable.
We need to go out and learn more about the deaf community, and we'll be in the process of doing that, and appreciate Mr. Turner's perseverance with us as we do that.